Welcome back to another episode of the Dungeons and Dragons Party Crew. Last we left off, our crew has made it to Mount Afendra. Um, you are trying to find the Tower of Telethos for what Silas has dubbed GodCon. So, um, you've made it through this little abandoned town, uh, in which you were attacked by a hag, frost giant, and a frost salamander. You nearly lost your lives. Some of you fell until you were saved by a crew um, that are also evidently going to this meeting. So you met Jacob Varel, Haneth Fairblood, Dragoth of Kar, Reagan Junebug, and Ead the Seer. So this bunch, they are all of Nelia. They're from Herath Abbey. They introduce themselves as such, and they are on their way on a similar mission as you to try to find a solution to all of these problems plaguing the world. Um, so they have you, they healed you, they've taken you in, and that is where we open. You all are once again trudging up the mountain, um, trying to get to your destination. This bunch seemingly knows the path. They are not questioning their steps. They are right on their merry way. And so that is where you are traversing these cold mountain passes. And the higher up you get in these mountains, um, obviously, the thicker the snow gets, the more the wind whips around your cheeks. You can feel your nose is just absolutely freezing. Some of you may be prepared for this weather, and some of you may not be. But regardless, you can all acknowledge it is cold as heck. And so that is where we are. Oh, also, who's dragging this kid that you guys have captured? Teen.
Mhm.
I guess can he walk?
Well,
Not really.
I can do it.
who would he
Okay.
be more scared of? Like most scared of? So he's
Probably
like
Kilgore.
Chop his nutsack off, so.
Kilgore.
All right, so Kilgore, you have this guy, I'm assuming potato sacked over your shoulder.
Sure, gotcha.
Yeah. And so, you notice that Regan Junebug kind of keeps looking back at you with this boy on his on your shoulder, and he says, "Hey, is that one of your members? Do we need to heal that guy?"
What?
Sorry.
No, I intentionally cut his nuts off. Not a friend. It's a foe.
Well, that's pretty violent, don't you think?
It was warranted, I guess.
All right.
He's
Do they know?
with the Pale Rider captured him.
Oh, I see. Well, uh, well deserved then.
Figured he'd be useful for information at this meeting.
Not a bad idea. Not a bad idea at all.
So you all are champions of Nelia.
And so Jacob kind of looks over his shoulder. He's kind of wrapped himself up in this heavy cloak. He says, "Yes, we are. We come from Herath Abbey directly, and we each represent a different aspect."
And what race is he?
He is an elf.
Okay. So do you all have anything against half elves?
Not at all. That is an ideology that was followed very closely by people from some bygone age. It is not anything that we support at Herath Abbey.
Crazy, and yet you're still champions of Nelia. How about that? I look over to the kid.
He's just kind of like, because he has his little gag on. He's like,
So you're from Hareth Abbey? Do you happen
Correctly,
to
yes.
know Seda and Milos?
Oh, yes, actually. How do you know them? I might ask.
We met them a while back, passing through a town. Just passing through. Seemed like good people.
They are very good people. They're some of our researchers, and they have traveled far across the continent trying to uncover its secrets. So, I'm glad to hear they're in good health.
Yeah, I mean, they were when we met and when we departed.
Good, very good. I'm very pleased to hear that. The Tetheri family is very well respected at Hareth Abbey. Very well known and well respected. So, well, that is a bright spot in my day, for sure. Well, we are not far from our destination. Just over that ridge up ahead, and there should be the entrance to the city.
Does this happen often? These meetings? This is honestly our first.
The last meeting was 4 years ago, but they have been occurring for many years now.
Interesting.
They're not very regular. They're kind of called as needed.
What was the last one called for? If you don't mind sharing.
Yes, there was what was it? Hold on, let me put my thing. The last one was to resolve a dispute among the acolytes of Levrost and Ivaketh. So I'm not sure if you're very familiar with religion in general, but Levrost is the aspect of forests, and Ivaketh is the aspect of death. So, unfortunately, there was a great famine that swept across, and some of the acolytes of each were at each other's throats. So 4 years ago, it was put together to try to resolve that. We managed to successfully with some treaties, and the famine was ended.
Wow, it's impressive. So this group gets stuff done.
We like to think so, but then again, champions come and go, they change through the years, and some conventions are more successful than others.
Like, I guess the convention of stopping Asmentis early didn't go quite to plan, and now we're stuck in this situation.
There she is.
Elodia this whole time has been slowly seething in the corner, like eyes narrowing.
So, visibly shaken by that direct kind of comment, Jacob's kind of like, well, Hareth Abbey thought that they could deal with that by themselves first, but evidently that is not the case, and he was able to amass a great following far faster than we expected. And so now we are in this position.
I mean, if you call yourself a champion of Nelia, I would think that this would be probably your highest priority, right? Going on within the Abbey.
You know,
So-
I think that perhaps these talks would be best had, amongst others, during the convention. There will be a time to discuss these things.
Oh, I'm sure there will be. Quite.
Yes, I'm glad you're so vocal on this topic. Indeed, I'm sure everyone will like to hear what you have to say. And you see that Hanneth is just kind of like shooting him glances, and she kind of looks at you with kind of like this, like, what are you doing kind of look. Like, she's kind of like, and so they keep trudging on, and Jacob tries to very quickly move past those comments.
And I just stare laser beams at them as they're as they keep going. So
And so Dragoth and Ead the Seer are kind of in the back of the pack behind you guys, kind of taking the caboose here, making sure nobody falls off the trail. And neither one of them have said anything this whole time. Dragoth is this very tall, broad-shouldered dragonborn. He's not wearing anything like a cover his arms. He's just like braving the elements, just like straight up walking through this like very, very tall posture. He seems unfazed by anything and is just like walking forward. So anyway, that you guys are walking along. Any inter-party conversation that needs to occur?
Silas, have you ever been to one of these conventions?
Have I?
Silas, you haven't, but you've known other acolytes that have. One in particular named Markham.
You said name what?
His name's Markham.
Markham. Do I like Markham? Is he chill?
Markham, you like Markham. He's a homeboy.
do they have a handshake? They're that close, or is it more of like
Maybe not that, but like
Okay.
Well,
Markham's
the
a cool
two
guy.
bump.
Like he's Marco's kind of he's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. Well liked guy. You haven't seen him in a long time though.
Is he a champion of
He lied.
Mask?
So wait, do you Ben, are you talking to Maynard about that?
So Maynard asked me if
If
I've
he's
been
a
to one
champion
before.
of Mask,
about Markle.
I assume you would have said.
Not
Yeah. Yes, he was the representative for some time ago.
Is he dead?
No, I think he's just we're all a bit busy with sometimes we have different schedules for missions and all.
So I didn't realize there were more of you.
Yeah, I'm not the only one.
Oh.
There's a few acolytes.
Interesting.
Mhm.
And so anybody else wanna chat with each other?
Fucking cold.
It's so cold.
It's like getting in my paws. I just hate it. The dogs.
And Misha's over there like huddled up next to Little and Little's fur, just kind of like trying to hug your tail as you're like walking along. And she's just like, "It's so cold. I can't even feel my nose." And you see that her nose is just like really freaking red. And her little cheeks are just like red.
Does Little even wear boots, or is she just like paws out?
Little's just raw dogging this whole campaign. How did we get here? How did we find her?
Find Little?
Yeah.
she was in the dreamscape as a hamster, and then when we
Yeah.
came out,
Yeah.
was-
So
She came to
Yeah.
this world with no clothes.
No clothes.
you were like one of those trippy people. You were a mind waker. You like tripped out and would go to the Sarescape all the time and just like
Yeah.
lived there. Yeah.
Sounds about right. No.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, Krogan, are you? I think previously you weren't really wearing too much. What are you doing?
Yeah. I was about to. I can't remember how to do his voice. It's killing me. It's killing me. It's been killing me this whole time. Dude,
Oh no.
forgot. All right.
Monkey man.
Okay, monkey man.
There you go.
All right. Mask man. Where are we going? I wasn't ready for the cold.
Well, we're going to the is it the top of this mountain?
Yes.
We're going to the top of this mountain where we'll meet with acolytes and representatives of the other gods.
Ah!
And there we'll discuss the political issues and
Time! How long?
almost there, I'm sure.
All right. And he's just gonna huddle. I don't know. He's just gonna just yeah, I don't know. All right, he's going a little. He's going a little. He's like, thank you. Well, Catherine. There you go.
Oh my god.
So, you guys kind of begin to approach the summit of this mountain, and you see Hanneth kind of point overhead, and there seems to be a little path right at the top of the ridge, and you cross over the path, and this is what you see. There's kind of this there's this pointed structure embedded into the side of this mountain, and it looks to be like some sort of entrance to the place. You see this little bridge, and you see these two very tall statues, hooded statues, and as you approach them, you notice the one on the right and the one on the left. They both have these like long beards, but as you look at the beards a little closer, you notice that they're not quite beards. It's actually tentacles, long tentacles coming down from their face. And there's a second pair of statues right behind those on the opposite side of the bridge. And you notice they're significantly shorter, and you very quickly realize these are two statues of dwarves. So you have these two sets of different beings there. And so you continue forward and you cross through in between these giant tall statues and cross over the bridge between the dwarven statues and approach the entrance.
Majestical.
You know what these tentacle beings are?
Yeah, but what'd you say they were?
Let's do a history check.
I'm not.
I can't. I got
I'm Major Dum Dum.
Damn.
Wait, you said they're Major Dum Dum?
Oh, I'm a Major
Helen.
Dum Dum.
Your
Okay.
character is Helen?
I don't have. I'm bad with like. I'm good with like wisdom, like street smarts, but as far as like book smarts
Okay.
go, hey Silas, easy there. Calm down, Mister Cool Breeze, smooth. Who can
It's the
get his way out of
breeze.
everything with his smooth
Silvery
like
tongue.
word.
With his
Silvery
smooth like words.
tongue.
With his drip stick.
with his drip stick, letting it rip.
Blade, 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 blade.
Give me a drip stick and my tongue.
Can I roll a history check too? Or did we already?
That's why your voice is so messed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm bad with history. I'm not gonna help. In fact, I'd probably like make the
hinder
average
us.
go down. So
All right, what did we get? What are our history checks, guys?
15.
I have minus
15.
on history.
I got an 8
Six.
somehow.
18. Okay.
Ooh, I
Thought
got
that Little was
16.
gonna have a +4
Okay.
history, not I.
sorry, I have like a +1 history, but I ain't. It's not gonna help. So.
Okay.
16.
So little first, little. You recognize these creatures as being these like you've seen
Ooh.
them in the Serescape, but you haven't seen them in real life. You know them to be illithids. So
What's that?
illithids, aka
Ew.
mind flayers. I don't know if you
Ew.
guys have ever seen what a
I
mind
was
flayer looks like.
thinking of
Oh shit. What's
Ew.
up?
So,
Suck your brain out.
you know they're illithids.
Ew.
And what you know about illithids is that they're very dangerous beings. You just know that in the time in the Serescape, regardless of if they were real or not, they were an absolute terror. They have psionic powers, and they would try to manipulate and control. Silas, you know a little bit more. These things exist outside of this plane of existence.
Oh,
You know that they're not from this plane originally. And then Endurance, you know a little bit more about them. You know that they are able to steal the intellect of those that they devour, and that is their form of reproduction. You know that that is how they create more of themselves. They devour the intellect and the brain of a host creature, and the host creature in turn becomes an illithid. So all of the things you guys know about these creatures are bad. So there you go.
I'll convey all of that I know.
Mhm.
So all of you collectively begin to share your knowledge.
Interesting.
Great. Perfect.
Uh,
Promising.
Brain bug.
look over to one of the, what's his name, Jacob.
Mhm.
Say, are these things here?
Yes, they are indeed.
Oh, that's not good.
No.
Are they friendly?
Oh, quite. They're quite hospitable. They've been hosting us for many, many years now.
Hosting
Oh, great.
Indeed.
in a good way or a bad way?
Yeah, I think the term host is not really something you want to hear when mind flayers are involved, you know?
Oh, let me stop you right there.
Mm.
And Regan says, "Oi, you better not use that language while we're in there. You'll get your butt handed to you."
Well, that's why I'm talking out here, man. We're not in there yet. I was just pointing out the obvious.
Do we call
Better
them
not say that term.
illithid?
Illithid, that is the correct term. You can
Okay.
also call them travelers, but do not say the M word.
Midget.
Okay, noted.
Do not say that word when we're inside, okay?
Don't call them MFers.
Don't
Got
say
it.
that. Yes, correct.
No. All right.
And Jacob says it's quite offensive to them. Please do not say that term.
All right.
It's
Good.
quite
Yeah.
to know.
derogatory.
Good to know.
Good.
And we would like to be on the best of terms with these people. They have provided us many resources to have a convention here for so many years.
So do they just own this place, or they represent a god as well?
No, this is their home.
All right.
Yes. So, with that being said, please be on your best behavior. I know that it's very odd. I know it's quite peculiar and contrary to what you probably have heard about their people. But I assure you, you are nothing but safe in this place.
Okay.
Let's continue.
So with like mine. Oh well.
Regan goes, hey.
Man,
Aye.
pause that. Is it like we talk to them and or do we have to interact with them, or do they have to see us to be able to?
They will not attack
I'm
you.
looking at
They
it,
will.
I'm
They will not do anything to harm you. They have renounced that for many, many years now.
Once a brain bug, always a brain.
Once an MF, always an
All right. Well, I guess we'll see when we go in. Sounds so promising.
Yes. And Jacob just kind of keeps walking. He's like, so, you guys move forward through the entrance. And as you move forward, it is a narrow cave entrance, and there is kind of icicles hanging from either side, and you venture deeper into this space under the mountain. It doesn't seem like you go too deeply into the mountain, but deeply enough that it's covered overhead. And let me show you the next image I have for you.
For the thumbnail, you should take everybody should make a weird face all at the same
Ooh.
time.
Good idea.
This is inside.
Ooh.
Yeah, so you
See,
enter
this
and
is
it
how I
opens up
pictured. Oh,
into this massive city. And so there are still some openings in the roof of what this giant cavern is. So there are still some bits of snow falling through these. The light casts like this bluish glow from the snowy outside onto this into the city, but you notice that it's basking in a warm glow. This is far from what you would have expected from an Illithid city. You look at the architecture and you realize to yourself, this is not. The Illithids are known for being very like alien almost, but this all looks like dwarven architecture to you, especially for you history buffs like Little and Maynard. You know that this is all dwarven architecture, especially being within a mountain like this. But you see as you enter, this seems to be a very thriving city. You look around and you do see these extremely tall. You see the Illithids walking around. They seem to be interacting with each other just like any other society would. It doesn't seem like anything nefarious is occurring. These are just people living their lives in this city. So you're very disoriented by that. You even notice in some places there are dwarves among them, like living side by side.
They
and-
Illithid dwarves?
Well, they appear to look like just dwarves. So
Hmm.
that is what you guys are seeing right now. And as you enter, you kind of get to the city square, and the whole thing is like lined with these tall buildings that climb the side of the cave. And you notice up ahead there is a Illithid, very tall Illithid with a monocle and a long robe, and you see he's got this cat sitting around his shoulders, this big orange cat just sitting right next to his shoulders. You see him like kind of look up and adjust his monocle, and he scurries up, and without even opening his mouth, he just says, "Oh, so glad that you were able to arrive. I'm. Oh, Jacob. Oh, how are you?" And he like kind of gives a little weird bow. And Jacob says, "Ah, very nice to see you, Egrot." And the guy you're assuming is now Egrot, it's like, "Yes, we've prepared your spaces, and we're glad you're here. You've had some of your compatriots arrive already, and I'm assuming these are more compatriots. Yes, of course. Please follow me." And so this cat like gives a big stretch across his shoulders and gives a big like, yeah. And you guys all follow through the city after this guy. Anything you want to say to each other right now? It's kind of a weird moment.
Weird moment.
Weird moment.
Weird moment.
Very weird.
Hold up.
Mind
Yeah.
flayers. Nah, kidding.
Oh,
Here he is.
the good one's
Yeah.
a dead one.
He's so pure, so pure.
Aww.
Read a book. Look at him, little cat. And Doris is just gonna kind of be eyeing everything around her a little warily. She's not fully trusting yet.
Octopus head.
Octopussy.
Oh my-
That's the first thing I thought of. I was like, what in the hentai is this?
Ah.
Ridiculous.
So you see that far on the far side of the cavern, there is this very, very tall tower that just rises high above the rest of the city. Even though the rest of it, they're all tall buildings, this one stands out. And you can only assume that this is in fact the Tower of Telethos. It is this massive building with all this gorgeous glass surrounding it. And let me send you a cool picture of that as well.
Of course, this must be the Tower of Telethos, says Krogan.
just like that.
Oh yes.
So eloquently. So there's the
Wah.
tower. Some AI generated art for you that I found on Pinterest because it looked awesome. So anyway. So your man Egrot takes you over to the tower, and he gives you all a bow, and he says, "You can register inside. Then they will accept you there. Go on, I'll be in after you later." And so he kind of ushers you all through the doors, and you see standing at the entrance though are two large red dragonborns with these big red sashes across their chests, and they look at the gnome man Reagan, and they say, "Master Reagan," and they both bow like in unison, and he says, "Oh yes, glad to see we've got security out here already. I like that." And so everybody walks through the doors. So you enter this first floor of this tower, and it's this massive atrium. And you see these kind of tables lined up around. And you see it's actually quite a few people in here, of all varying races. And you see kind of at these different tables, there are illithids standing there. It looks like registration tables, is what it looks like.
Register
so
like
you-
a like a
like
like a
registration
fair, like a
tables.
career fair.
Yeah.
Ugh.
PTSD, anxiety, everything.
Future.
And you see, you look up, and in this giant atrium, you can see at the very middle of the ceiling, there's this giant pane of glass, and above it, there's this like massive, like blue kind of. You're not sure if it's a liquid or not, but
Orb? Is it an orb?
it's not an orb, but like through this glass, it's like this weird gel-like substance, and floating in the middle of it, you see this massive brain. You see this really big brain, like in the
Ooh.
middle of it, and you see
Made
it's
out of
kind
the
of
blue
like,
stuff.
well, it's like floating in the blue stuff. It's
Oh.
huge though, and
Oh.
you see it kind of is like, what is it? The ball, with the little electricity. What are they called? What are they called? The machines.
You put your fingers on it and the thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're
What are
talking
they
about.
called? Yeah, yeah.
Electricity. Close enough. Got you.
You know what I'm talking about? Like you touch it and it like
Yeah, like those
Crystal
apps.
coil.
Yeah.
yeah, I can't remember what they're called, but anyway, yeah, and so it looks like that's going on inside of through the glass. So you all find yourselves standing in the middle of this atrium, and so Jacob says, "Well, this is where we're supposed to register and find our places and find out where you'll be staying for the evening, for the several days you're here. So I suppose this is where we part for now. We'll see you around eventually." And so
Yes.
Jacob kind of gives you a nod without even saying anything else to you, and scurries off in a very busy way. And Hannah, similarly, follows quickly behind him. And Reagan, you notice, kind of goes back to the guards, and he's like bantering with them. Dragoth is like standing in the middle of the room, just kind of like. And Iad is kind of sleepily standing next to him. So that is where you guys are.
Do we have a
Multiple-
room?
Gonna be here multiple days, Silas.
This is my first time too. Sounds like it.
I'm gonna chime in. What happened if we destroy Brain? We could eat Brain.
Please don't do that.
We could get
Bad.
smart. We
Bad.
could get smarter.
Krogan, I don't know if that'll help you. So
Eat
let's
brain,
just not
yes.
even try.
Bad.
Get smarter for about 5 seconds until we're brutally killed. I don't
What
know.
else? What else there to do?
Not die, preferably.
So we could find something to
Okay.
entertain you.
There's a whole city here.
Maybe they have bananas.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Maybe. I'm not saying they do. They probably don't, but maybe.
Possibility.
Bananas
Do we have
though.
to register and get our room? And
It
then-
sounded like it.
Okay.
What
are we gonna do with the kid?
Oh yeah.
So, that's a good question. Maybe we can ask the guards if they can lock him up till whenever. Should I go ask?
Is kid still bleeding?
I hope not, or he's dead.
I think he's a little too charred to bleed.
You see, there's just a bunch of blood dried on the crotch of his pants, and that's about
Is-
it.
Is there a like a registration table for us?
I mean, there's like just kind of a couple set up, so I mean, you can
Okay.
figure
I
out.
want to go up to one of them.
So you see this female Illithid. She also has glasses. It seems like they all have bad eyesight or something. And so she says, "Greetings. Can I help you?"
Hi, we're champions of mask.
And she like stops for a second and looks at you and like looks you up and down, and she says, "Did you bring Markham this time?"
No, I'm Silas. I'm him.
Well, then they knew better than to bring Markham.
Hmm.
Listen,
Oh.
you champions of mask. I've got my eye on you. We've all got our eyes on you. If you slip up this time, there won't be a next time.
You have bad eyesight.
Well, he's not a champion. Don't listen to him. Well, good to know. So do we get lodging?
And she just kind of like scowls, and she kind of leafs through and grabs this little. It looks like a little orb, and it has like these little tentacles around it. And she says, "Here is your key."
Okay. Where do we go?
Well, you need name tags first. And so she like gets these
Actually.
name tags, and it says like, "Hello, I'm a champion of," and then she writes mask, and so then it's like, "My name is," and then it's like so and so, and so she like dishes them all out to you, and she's like, "Put these on for the duration of your time here."
And it's only gonna be like us 5 with it, right? The initial, like when we were assigned champions.
Guess it would be the 4
Oh,
of
you're
us.
saying, yeah. So it's endurance. Yeah, endurance, Maynard, Elodia, and Mishra,
Oh yeah, fine.
And
Yep.
Silas.
and Silas. Yeah, obviously. So
And
and
our
Silas, yeah.
guests.
Okay. You brought extras. That's okay. That's acceptable. And so she gives out name tags to everybody. And she says,
And
"Okay."
do do you guys hold things for people, or
I mean, sure. Yeah, we can do that. Do you
Human-
have something needs to be
hum-
held?
Human
Yes,
size.
this one
Needs to be held.
with and I point at the guy on her back.
A person, of course.
Well,
Sure. Yes. Does this person need to be restrained? I'm confused.
yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Yes. We can get security on that.
Okay.
And so she summons, kind of waves over to one of the security guards, and one of the big red dragonborns kind of approaches and says, "Can I help you?"
Yes. Could you take this one, please?
And he just like goes, like picks him up like this, like under his armpits, and like lifts him up, and just kind of holds him
baby.
at arm's length and marches away with them.
Bye bye, sack of shit.
He throws him in an abyss.
Later, bitch.
You just watch them like walk out of a door with them, and you don't really see where they go.
I don't feel bad about that.
Yeah. So you don't have to worry about him anymore for now.
Hopefully he dies.
Yeah, might.
And so the Illithid woman, she kind of takes out these little pieces of paper and she hands them. She says, "These are your pamphlets. These are your guides for the convention. Has your schedules on them, and that's pretty much it." So so let's see here. Let's put that on there as well. Let me do this real quick. Doo. You gonna let me do it, buddy? Wheeze. Wheeze.
Mask guy.
Oh.
I do not understand these times.
Potential dangerous download.
Ugh.
Just do it. It's not that dangerous, I promise.
Ooh.
You have to download things.
Hey,
We
It's
got
2
to
pages.
unzip.
Wait, what the heck?
just look at
It's
the 2
not
pages,
dangerous.
Why do
guys.
we have
I
a
promise
itinerary?
it's not dangerous, guys.
14 megabytes.
Get over it. Just open the dang file.
Ugh.
Fine, I'll just take a
No,
screenshot. Hold on.
attend.
Ball of
Too late,
Narcos.
New
I've,
Sunders.
Oh, oops.
As a mentor.
Cloth.
Said it.
Oh, wow.
Oh, he's the convention chair?
Oh, dang. I just badmouthed the convention chair.
Oh.
I'm
Come
excited, yo.
on.
I'm
Take the chair
excited.
up from under his feet.
You won't
No,
be
it was getting a
allowed
little-
to any of the panels.
It was getting a little too easy without her here.
No,
What I'm here for, to add the
Oh my
difficulty.
gosh.
Make it interesting.
Don't.
Make you work for your milk money. God damn it.
Oh my gosh.
Work for your milk money.
Jesus.
What the heck?
It
We
was
have a hunt?
It's so whack.
The
Where?
hunt?
Oh, it's a city. Oh, maybe it's like a play or something. I don't know.
I don't see. Where's the free time in this list?
Where is
Discord
sleep?
go.
I need
This
sleep
doesn't
time.
look like an actual discussion of the things at hand.
Yeah, I'm confused.
I'm confused. There's an opening ceremony, but there doesn't seem to be any like discussions of the here and now.
It's
Or
probably during the conflict forum.
Are snacks provided or
Yeah, where's the
They
you know
must have been.
cocktails and hors d'oeuvres and
Be a lot of talking.
is
the
there
little
a cocktail bar?
sausages on the toothpicks or
Misha says,
meatballs?
do you think
I will
there's
go
gonna
to
be like
sleep.
a ball or something? Like, do you think we're just gonna like have fun time or what? Like, just curious.
Oh,
You think so? No? Maybe?
I don't see.
there's a
Possibly.
feed.
I feel like they'd write that on here somewhere.
There's a feast. I don't see how that would not be.
That sounds pretty fun.
Okay, I can see where this conflict theorem forum could potentially be what
Maybe.
Masks wants us to.
Is today day one or is tomorrow day one?
Yes.
Good question.
What day are we on? I asked
You're-
the.
Today is
Person.
day 1.
So the opening ceremony.
Yes, that is correct. That will
When
be
is
later.
that? This conveniently doesn't tell us the actual time.
Is there a map for where these things take place, or is it all in here?
And she points over at like a poster board propped up over on the side, and she's like, there's the directory. It will answer all of your questions.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Visibly annoyed, she's just kind of like, ugh, ugh. You see her tentacles kind
oh God.
Krogan looks
First-
at her,
Oh.
makes eye contact, puts all the papers in a bunch, and then starts eating it.
and you see her tentacles move a little bit more. She's like,
Agitated.
Not a champion, not a champion.
Lady's name? What was this? Do we get the name of this ill lady?
you didn't get her name.
Okay. Yeah. This motherfucker's a bitch.
Krogan, no offense to you. I'm just trying to be helpful. Do you need me to write your name tag, or can you do it?
I can't. Yes.
Okay. You can?
Yes.
Oh, good. I'm sorry. I'm just making sure.
Okay. All right, I got it.
Okay.
You look at it, it's like not even a K.
Has like 4 lines on it. They're like, what?
It's a
Extra
circle.
lines.
It's a circle with a dot in the middle.
Oh man. Oh gosh, guys.
This is my
Alrighty.
language.
This is my language. So
Okay.
anyway,
Shall we go to this opening ceremony?
I guess so. Doesn't look like we have anything better to do.
you see the illithid lady after her tentacles kind of stop twitching slightly. She says, "The opening ceremony starts in 2 hours. It will
Oh.
be on the 2nd floor."
Cool.
Why is this drawn out for days? Golly,
Be one
Hate.
day.
I hate meetings. Get nothing done at all. Just a bunch of people acting like they're getting stuff done because they can't. and whatever.
Paid for it. Ugh. It's frustrating.
All right, do y'all want to check out the rooms or?
Might as well. We've got time to kill.
All right.
So again, could you point me to that cocktail bar or?
I would also like to go to cocktail bar.
We do not have a cocktail bar, but we have taverns in town if you wish to receive refreshments.
They have a cocktail bar or?
Yes,
Bar.
yes, they do. They do.
Tavern. Away.
We'll hit the taverns.
Keep an eye out. Do we see anybody else that we know?
That you know?
Mhm.
So, you do see some interesting characters standing around, and you see, roll a history check, just because this is a distant memory. Let's see if you can draw it up.
Okay,
name,
my die is
it has to be
cocked.
Endurance, Silas, Elodia, or Maynard. It has to be one of them.
I'm not good, y'all.
I'm sorry.
I don't see
History
any homies.
History.
15.
Oh, let's see. Please, God. Oh, 18.
18. Okay, Endurance. You're standing around and you see kind of another passel of people come through the door. And you see this absolutely huge person walk through the door with all of this red armor, this dark red armor. And you've seen this guy before. You saw him on the bridge at Ilijan. Do you remember that?
They're like protesting.
There were protests happening at Ilijan, and you saw this person in this massive red suit of armor there.
It does sound familiar now that you mention it. Yeah, I'm recalling that. Okay. Oh,
So Endurance, you see this person. You're like, I've seen this person before.
I'll go ahead and be like, hey, that guy in the red looked familiar to any of you guys. I swear to God, I saw him in Ilijan.
Oh yeah, that's when we were on the what do they call it? The little
Brain thing.
Yeah.
train thing.
Ramp.
And then when Elodia got mad, I think we saw him on the trip over.
I think so. He's kind of hard to miss. Huh. It's interesting. Wonder what he's doing
Did-
here.
Did we get any news from Ilijan?
Not lately.
I don't think so.
Well, you can maybe
Illusion.
ask.
Ill-fid. Makeup.
I'm gonna go up to Red Suit Man and ask that, or I'll just hail him. Hail. I don't know.
Hail, hail, red
So,
suit.
Hail.
Hail. So, as you kind of approach the group that Red Suit Man is with, you see that he's with a bunch of elves. And you see that standing next to him, you didn't see this individual in the crowd, but standing next to him is this very small girl, also an elf. And you see she has some sort of like something wrapped around her eyes. And she's got this dark dress on. And hold on, let me just send a picture of these people actually. She's got this dark dress on, and you see at her side, sheathed, actually it's strapped across her back is really what it is. She's too small for it to be anything else. Strapped across her back, you see this giant black sword. And you see kind of up next to her side, she's wearing almost like this like golden laurel around her head. Let's send this picture. this golden laurel wrapped around her head. And it looks like this sword is almost like heavy on her back, and yet she has to carry it anyway. So let's send that picture. She doesn't have that little shackle around her. She actually looks like well dressed. She doesn't look like she's ramshackle like that. She's wearing nicer clothes. And looks like she's not just an orphan child. Terrible clothing. So let's see. She's standing
Oh,
next
it's-
to this guy.
It's a little girl.
Well,
Yeah.
little girl with a big sword.
Is anime as hell.
Whoa.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm hailing this guy.
Yes, you're hailing this guy. This guy with this giant red armor.
Yeah,
and
I do it
so
with-
he's not looking at you. He's not looking at you, and he's like talking to other people. And he's got this little girl like standing next to him. And so you like walk up and you're like, "Excuse me," or do you say "Hail"? What do you do?
I say hail.
Is she a slave?
Hail.
I say hail.
No.
Yeah.
And so you kind of catch the attention of the red armored man, and he turns around, and you see him like look, and then he like turns his whole body towards you, and he marches towards you very quickly, and he says, "Hello? Hey, wait, we've met before."
I believe we have. One of my party members recognized you from Illajon.
And he stops and he takes off his helmet, and this is none other than Marshall from the Fantastic Four.
Oh shoot!
Hey.
He says, "My friends, it's been a very long time since we've seen each other."
And Olivia's eyes kind of go big, and even Percy's eyes get even bigger if they can. Marshall.
And he like
What was the little dwarf's name
I know.
who also lived?
Kareem.
Kareem.
Tareem.
Tareem.
I asked
Tareem,
him, I'm
not
like,
Kareem,
where's
Tareem.
Kareem? Where's Tareem? Okay. Where's Tareem?
Tareem, he is not fit for these things right now. But I am here to be a representative of our people. What are you doing here? What are you all doing here? What?
Well, we've been summoned by the Aspect Mask to attend and represent him in this conference. And we also have some info concerning Azimentus. So,
I see. Well, that is very
and
valuable.
the Sunders as well. So,
Ah, yes. That is also why I'm here. I'm not representing an aspect, but I am here to protect Madam Seeley. And he kind of looks back at the little girl.
I was about to ask, why is she blindfolded and the sword? It's a little intimidating for such a young girl.
She is the keeper of the Brindane
Loyal.
Blade. Are you familiar with it?
No.
Well, it is the blade given to the people of Norncross, to the keeper, the guardian, as she is, by the. He's not an aspect per se, but the guardian Brindai of the plains. He is the patron of Norncross.
I see.
She is the wielder of the blade and the guardian. I'm here as her
failed.
protector.
So is Illajon still standing?
Yes, Illajon is
Has
very well. Fortunately, Azimentus has not gone further than Palladian right now.
Okay. Are your people still harbored in Illajon?
Harbored, yes, but not exactly well taken care of.
Right. Weren't they going to get shipped to the mountains?
And they
Or
were
to like
in
somewhere
fact.
cold?
Ooh.
I said that out of character. I'm sorry. That
Oh
was
yeah,
kind of-
yeah, that's true. No, you're right.
Oh. Damn.
That is correct.
Okay. Okay. All right.
Well, I'm so glad that you're well, and I hope that we're able to figure some things out while we're all here.
Yes, I hope we can get something, some sort of action being taken place to address all these issues that are so fast coming to pass. So
All of a sudden, you just hear a boom as like the doors like slam open really fast, and you see this like really small little dude like kick open the door and walk through, and behind him you see all these like leaves flowing and like blowing through the breeze, and they like whip into the atrium and like spin around in a big whirlwind. And he steps forward, and you see that it is this like small little dude, and you see that his skin is made of wood, and
Yo.
it
Is
is
it-
not Minty.
Oh, thank the
Oh!
Lord.
About to say. God.
You look at him and you're like, oh, that's not Minty. What is he doing? And so he steps through the door and he's like, hey, 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 party's here. And like you see a few other people kind of follow behind him, and they're like, and he like starts like going around like, what's going on, baby? Yeah. Another convention. And just like getting really turnt about being here.
Who's this douchebag?
Okay. Well,
And so you're still standing next to Marshall, and he says, that would be Modaman. He is a very charismatic fellow.
That's a very polite way.
He is a self-proclaimed ringmaster of entertainment of the
Ah.
convention.
Oh, so he's doing what was it?
The hunt, yes.
The hunt.
Not quite sure what that's gonna be. He always puts together something. He says
Oh,
that
so it's a show.
a show, entertainment of some sort. It's always hit or miss as to what he'll do.
He hunts with rings.
No, I don't know what the hunt is. Nobody knows. It's supposed to be some surprise later. So he comes up and he like walks up to Marshall and like smacks him on the butt, and he's like, "Hey, Marshall," and because like Marshall's super tall, and he's like, "What's going on, baby?" And turns around and looks at all you guys, and he's like, "Ah, we got new blood in town, huh?" He like looks around at you guys.
I'm
Just
very
saying.
looking at him very wary.
Yeah.
One of these wooden people.
The wooden people.
I look at him and I yell, "You can't have my blood!"
Oh, shit. You pour my blood? Oh, okay. Oh my god.
Oh no, let me send you a picture of what this guy looks like, because he looks really cool. I like his character
Sounds like
design.
he
a lot.
looks like a little
Look like Pinocchio.
piece of shit.
Yeah.
That's what I done said it wrong.
Here he is.
Oh, shit.
Oh,
He does look cool. He does.
it
look
actually
cool.
does kind of
Abs.
look cool.
Good.
It's got abs.
Yeah, totally.
Stick by what I said.
I have nothing.
So yeah.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
anyway, he's like, "We got new blood in here. Who are you guys with?"
Who's it to you?
Hey, 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 hey! And he kind of like walks up to you, and he kind of gets real close to you, and he's like, "Hey, baby, we don't have to play mean like that. Who are you with?"
God.
And then I take my hand and I like push it against his chest, and I'm like, "We're with Mask. There's no need to be that close."
And he looks around. He's like, "Where's Markham? Where's Mr. Front Guy?"
Mr. BC.
Markham's busy.
And then Marshall leans down and says, "Recall that Markham is no longer allowed here." And So he
Well.
like,
Ooh.
and so Monoman is like, "Oh, that is such a buzzkill. He was just trying to give us some fun, and you guys just killed it all."
I'm saying Markham's
Oh,
a good
man.
vibe. I don't know what happened.
No, Markham's the best vibe. Markham's a cool guy. These people just got their asses in a wad because he tried to do a little pranky prank here and there.
Oh, we
So,
love a good
you know.
prank. I mean,
That's what I'm saying. So, we haven't had a champion of mask here in a while. Good to have you back. Maybe we can cook something up later.
most certainly. Huh?
He walks up to Maynard and looks you up and down and kind of knocks on your breastplate. And he's like, "Hey, Mr. Tin Suit, nice and shiny, huh?"
Don't call me Tin Suit. Do you know a fellow named Minty?
I don't think so. Why?
I was just wondering. He also called me Tin Suit.
Oh, did he? Huh. Well, you do look like you're wearing a tin suit, my guy.
I think it's actually steel.
Ah, well. So we got Mr. Hairy Man, and he points at Krogan. We got Mr. Tin Suit. We got Miss Katana over there, and we got Cat Lady, right? And then we got Miss Stick in the Mud over there. And then he like looks at Misha and he's like, "And who might you be?" And so she's like, my name's Misha. Nice to meet you." He's like, "Nice to meet you too." Anyway, if you guys are interested in a little bit of fun before all the boring stuff happens, I'm gonna go down to the tavern here. They actually have pretty good stuff you've never had before. I tell you what, they got weird stuff down here with these oh, I almost said the wrong word, illithids. Yeah,
Motherfuckers.
So, listen, it's gonna be a little pre-party, and maybe each night we might have an after-party. I don't know, but come on down if you're interested. And if you don't want to go all down that way, I tell you, my room is always gonna be a party. He looks at Silas and he winks.
Oh,
Whoa.
Oh,
Bites his lip and winks.
I was getting rizzed up on day one.
oh, okay, noted.
Well, look forward to the hunt. I tell you, it's gonna be fantastic.
What is the hunt?
Well, all I'm saying is, sharpen your blades and get ready to show everybody up.
Wait, what?
What are you talking about, bro?
Sharpen your blades. Get ready to show everybody up. That's what I'm saying. See who's the best champion around here, you know? See who's the strongest. Every time I come here, I look around at everybody and I say to myself, who could I beat up in a fight? Who would win if we all went out there and showed what we got? I always ask myself that. So I figured this year's entertainment not gonna be anything boring like last year's Rager. This is gonna be something serious. So pull it together, get yourselves ready, get a lot of rest, and it's gonna be awesome.
Is this like a team event?
They were fighting each other?
I can't tell you all my secrets, can I?
Got
No, I
little dick
can't.
energy. Little dick energy.
Oh,
I actually don't have
You,
one of those.
sir, are what
but-
my people call a douche canoe.
douche canoe.
know what that means, but that's okay.
Oh.
Anyway, maybe you could teach me. But
Oh god.
if you guys all want to hang out later, that's okay. Any friend of Markham is a friend of mine, so you know, I know you guys are probably good people.
I'm not your friend.
Guys still
Yeah.
Okay, can't you just set it on fire or something?
Oh, shit.
Not right now.
I feel like we don't want to get kicked out. That's a big game for someone who could light up like a tinderbox, though.
It's very true. I mean,
Not wrong. Not
not
wrong.
wrong.
So he's kind of walked off at this point.
Okay.
Trying to hide
Good,
everybody
I'm
else.
sorry.
I'm still just like bitch, 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 bitch.
Oh.
Well, do we want to go to the tavern, or some time to kill?
Sure. It is Baldur's Gate music, by the way.
No, it's not. But
Okay, freaking.
yeah, sorry. But
Awkward.
so anyway, you guys want to hit up the tavern? Is that the plan?
Good.
All right. So you guys walk out of this place, into the city, and you notice that all the signage is written in Dwarven. You're kind of like, I don't know what that's about, but all the signage is written in Dwarven. So if you can read Dwarven, you can read the signs. And kind of like, oh yes, Maynard has his little hat. So there are quite a few stores and stuff selling all their wares, and it seems a lot of them are bookstores. It seems like the bookstores are very popular here. A lot of stuff going on there, and eventually you kind of see what looks to be a tavern. It's got this balcony on the top. You see some like flashing blue lights coming from the second floor, but the bottom floor looks to be kind of like a restaurant style. So you enter the first floor of this place, and you see it's got this pit in the middle of it. And you enter, and it looks like there's tables gathered all around the pit, and people are kind of standing around it. And you walk forward, and in the middle, the pit is like filled with water, and inside the water, you see these like illithids that are seemingly more aquatic, and they're like swimming around doing this really dance kind of number. And you see them like using their psionic powers to kind of like levitate out of the water, and it's like cool dancing and stuff. And you see people just kind of gathered around drinking and everything. Some of them are dwarves, some of them are the illithids, and some of them look like to be out of towners. But you see in the back there's a bar constructed out of this long wooden plank that kind of curls around at the bottom. Oops. Anything? Anything?
I'm
No?
gonna go up to the bar and get a shot of whiskey.
And you approach, and there is a dwarf standing behind the counter, with like two tentacles coming out from the side.
Two
And so-
tentacles? What?
And so the dwarf is like, yeah, we don't have any we don't have whiskey here. Sorry about that.
Wait, what has tentacles?
The
His
dwarf does.
the dwarf like for
Oh,
mustache.
shit.
Oh, they've been playing people.
Oh, great.
I go up and I'm like, I think he was ultimately
You think so?
I mean, I think so too.
He done got fucked up, sideways, down, and behind, diagonally and crosswise. I don't know if that's the same thing.
And I kind of like look at the dwarf again now with, kind of new eyes, like, what? If you don't mind my asking, I've never seen a mustache styled in that way. Are those actual like tentacles or?
Yeah. My mom gave it to me.
Oh, okay. I just didn't know.
Fuck does that mean?
It's hereditary.
Can I touch them?
They was
And it, like the tentacle, you see like the tentacle like reaches out and like smacks you.
Oh my god.
Okay, well, if you don't have whiskey, what is there to drink?
Joshness.
What?
Joshness.
Joshness.
Josh? Okay, Josh.
What-
Joshness.
What's that?
sounds
Or
like
alcohol.
What's it made from?
It's made from our good stuff we got here.
What does that mean?
I'm scary. I'm concerned about what. I don't know. Okay, all right.
We're
Underdark buckwheat. It's made from Underdark buckwheat.
Okay, so it's actually alcohol. It's
so
not
it's kind of a whiskey, is what I'm getting at.
It's alcohol. I mean, you could sure try it. It's different than whiskey.
This tentacle dwarf is fucking annoying. Just answer the question.
I'll try it. Why not? Might as well.
Okay. And so, you watch as this person kind of turns around and takes out this bottle, and it looks like glowing blue, like liquid, and like pours it in, and it kind of glows, and hands it over to you.
Don't drink it. You want tentacles for a mustache?
That's what I was like thinking. I was like, you're gonna give me tentacles?
Fucking potion.
But he said his mom gave him, so I didn't want to be like that.
His mom gave him.
Remember how they reproduce?
I know, right?
God.
They get inside a host.
Hmm.
You're about to drink him.
We are being hosted currently. I'm a little concerned about this.
I'm gonna ask him. I'm like, are there any like significant side effects to taking this or anything?
Damn, it's not a medicine. It's alcohol. Just drink it.
Uh-huh.
All right, sorry. So I take a little sip. What does it taste like?
It tastes sweet, yummy, and delicious.
Ah,
and
nice.
alcoholic.
Yes.
Oh God.
Here comes the tentacles.
Guys, this is
So,
actually like pretty good. Actually,
you know,
decent.
like when you get flushed when you drink alcohol,
Yeah.
instead of like a normal flush, you get like a slight like bluish, glowy flush.
Uh-oh.
Agree.
You're turning blue, Elodia. You're turning blue.
I only took a sip though.
I don't. Just you're turning blue still.
You have made a mistake.
Don't drink
Oh.
anymore.
Oh, okay. It
You see
tastes really good
also
though.
You see, sitting behind the counter, there's also like a bowl of something, and it looks kind of like oh shoot, what are these called? Are they the? Is it? It's not the lychees that are like the furry looking ones, are they?
Turning
The
Furry.
the one with the like they're the little balls and they
Yeah,
have the
yeah,
little
yeah.
like long spiky things and then you
Yes.
cut them and then it
Those are
opens.
lychee.
That's lychee.
Yes.
Okay. There's
It
another
looks
one
like
that's called
lychee in a
something.
bowl.
Oh, okay. I'm not eating anything.
Krogan looks
I'm gonna
on.
say like the one time I actually like try to enjoy myself, turn blue, and so I put my glass down and I'm done.
So there's like a bowl of these fruits sitting there on the
drink it.
bar.
Yeah, I was thinking Krogan gets it. No, Silas can have it. Yes.
You can have the fruits.
I look on disgusted by the weird fruit.
Oh.
I look on disgusted.
You see, sitting behind the counter, Krogan, there is something banana shaped, but it's blue.
That's scary.
That's
Smurf penis.
Oh,
Oh no.
I wasn't gonna say it, but I'm kidding. It looks like a banana. It looks like it's a bunch of bananas just hanging there, but they're blue.
Ooh, banana. Holy grail.
Man.
I guess I have do I have any money on me? Do I have to pay for this banana?
I thought we were being hosted.
I could just steal it. Oh yeah, we're being hosted. Okay.
I could just steal it.
Sure. Bananas?
Yeah. Bananas. Jangle Jongs.
What the? Why would you do
Ooh.
the most penis-like thing?
Yeah, that sounds like you.
It's literally a Smurf penis. Why are you fucking with me right now?
What a name.
Worth a try. Bananas. Jangle June.
Jangle Jong. Yeah.
Sir?
All of
Bananas?
Bananas?
Why we took cuz balls off him.
Give all, please.
He like takes the whole bunch off the wall and like kind of hands them to you.
Yes, thank you. And then I just start.
They're green on the
No.
inside.
Oh no. Do they smell like bananas?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna eat it. What does it taste like?
Best banana you've ever had.
I'm so scared right now, man.
I look at everyone. And it's like, this tastes very good. All mine. You come to me for Jangle Jong? No.
Mishra says, "Can I not try one?"
Mishra can try one. No one else.
So she takes it and she tries it. She said, "This is very good. This is like the best banana I've ever had."
Indeed, indeed. Very good bananas. I stay here forever.
So you once again hear the door go boom. It slams open and a flurry of leaves come through. And you watch
Where are these
as
leaves coming from?
yet again Modeman comes through the door. And he looks over, he's like, hey. And he like comes up to Kilgore and like elbows Kilgore and is like, "Hey, so I don't know if you guys knew this, but upstairs where the real party's at. Interested?"
Are we gonna keep turning blue if we do anything else?
Yeah.
I'm not feeling that, my fam.
Oh no, it's where the good stuff is at. Like all this stuff down here, like it's exotic, it's cool, whatever. But upstairs is where they keep the cool stuff.
I just want regular alcohol when you do.
Does the cool stuff give you tentacles?
No, it doesn't.
Okay.
But it gives you a hell of a trip.
Listen, my dude. Unlike you, we actually have responsibilities in the next, I don't know, hour and a half, 2 hours. So
Exactly. We have a job.
Okay, well, Madam Buzzkill Stick in the Mud, I'm gonna add that to your name as well. You're no fun, so what about the rest of you?
What's the room number?
Anything involving alcohol, I guess I can try it.
It's not alcohol, but
Okay. Never mind.
First of all, her name is Elodia, and you're a stranger. She's just being safe. But I would like to check out.
However.
and so he says, "Come on."
Ew.
And does anyone want to come with and just see what's up there?
I'll go.
I'm not.
Okay, silence. And that makes me feel better.
I will go.
Oh, look.
We'll be safe.
Fine. I'll glance, but I'm not going to take anything.
Hello.
Yes.
This is making me nervous. Now I'm gonna come just to make sure.
Okay.
Safety in numbers, right?
Yeah. Just to see what's up there, you know?
Curiosity.
Killed
Killed the cat,
Well,
but you know,
yeah.
we can go up there.
We'll just go check it out. Just check it out.
All right. So you guys walk upstairs. Let's see what we got here.
That's Tron music.
No, it's Daft Punk anyway.
Getting real Devilman Crybaby vibes.
Yeah. So you guys
Yeah.
walk upstairs and you see like the flashing lights and stuff, and you see the Illithids getting down, and you see even more dwarves up there also getting down. Definitely more of a club type atmosphere. But in the back, you see there are like kind of screens and stuff, and behind the screens, you see people like sitting down back there, like absolutely spaced.
Yeah, I'm not taking any of this crap. So
Yeah, I'll observe, but that's about it.
Take what? Where?
And so Modeman comes in, he's like, "So, I don't know if you guys know much about these guys, but they share a hive mind. Did you know that?"
The Ithilids?
Illithids?
Yeah. Close enough.
They all got a big brain, connecting all of them.
Oh, fantastic.
And not just now, through the ages. That means everybody is a part of the one big hive mind.
Nice.
Why
Isn't
are
that
you-
cool?
Why are you telling us this?
Because that's the whole basis of this experience.
Hmm?
You go, tap into their hive mind, and become
Oh.
one of them.
I don't want to do
No.
that.
No.
Nope.
You
I'm
tap
good.
into the hive mind, and you have access to every memory they've ever had.
Why would
Every
we want?
awesome experience they've ever experienced, things you've never been able to do before, you're able
Mhm.
to do in the safety of your mind, man. You go, you experience, you come out for ages and ages, as long as it existed. Well, that's pretty sick. And not only that, but you got the memories of the dwarves, and you know those guys know how to have a good time.
Is that how the dwarf got the tentacles?
Yeah.
Oh god.
Fuck all that, then.
I'm
Oh.
so
Oh
good.
no, not like through this, but like, you know, this place used to be dwarven until they made a pact with the Illithids.
Oh,
Hmm.
cool.
What was this pact? Or
Bro, it's immortality, you know? You become a part of the hive mind, you never die.
I'm
Ooh.
good.
Instead of dying, they just pick to be a part of the hive mind. That's not such a bad way to go.
I mean, debatable, honestly.
You gonna do it or not?
No.
I'm good. I'm so good. You know, I've
You
seen
guys
enough
are
trippy shit.
losers. And you watch as he kind of trots himself back to behind the screens. And you watch as Illithid like kind of ushers him back.
Huh.
He called us losers. Should we kill him?
Maybe we wait till after this whole convention. I think that might be the best idea.
Meanwhile,
votes we
Misha's
kill him
working
now?
with Little.
Little's just over.
Oh my god.
Oh gosh. I mean, at least she's had some experience with this, so I mean, it's not
True.
like she's
She'll be
not practiced. So
Built for this.
she is. She's in her
Throwing it back.
moment.
Stupid.
I like how it's just that much better with your background.
I'm in this cave background. It's nice. Good touch.
Good touch. Misha's like, Silas, we've tried the Electric Lotus together. Should we try this together?
No.
I mean, I'm done if you're down.
Oh,
I mean,
no.
if you're down, if I'm down, you're down, right? Are we
If-
going?
I guess we're doing it.
Okay, come on.
Oh,
And so,
God.
Misha and Silas, like, you watch as Misha grabs Silas's hand and kind of like drags him back there.
Wait, where are y'all going? Hold on.
Misha's like,
Mishra?
Alodia, music's too loud. I can't hear you. Bye.
God. This is not going to end well.
So, Silas, she takes you back there, and you see, at this point, Modaman is sitting in a chair behind the screen, and you watch as, like, there's an Illithid, like, standing over him, tentacles wrapped around his head.
Oh,
Fuck
Just-
all
You
that.
see him, he's, like, in a, like, a trance. And, this, like, thin-formed female Illithid kind of approaches you, and, like, you see her tentacles kind of, like, moving with the beat of the music, and she's like, are you interested in trying?
No.
well, I didn't realize it was like that.
It doesn't have to be unless you want it to be.
This is like some tentacle porn shit.
Ah,
Oh, God.
Well,
It's always Silas, man. It's always Silas
It
in these
is!
situations.
God.
Mishra, are you ready?
Oh yeah, I am ready. And so she like sits
Okay.
down in the chair, and you see like one of the Illithids kind of breezily move behind her and kind of wrap their tentacles around her head, and they're like, what would you like to see? And Misha's like, I want to see like the coolest thing that you guys have ever seen. Okay, I want to see like the coolest thing, like your favorite memory. I want it in my head. And so they're like, very well. And you watch as Misha's like, oh man, I can't wait. And then just like blanked. And so you see her eyes like completely glazed over, like slightly mouth still slightly.
Oh,
I like
All
I
right.
hear it. I hear like the oh no, get it off.
And I'll like sit down. All right.
What would you like to see?
Oh my god.
I'll have what she's having.
Very well.
Getting tentacle fucked.
Oh my god.
Silas, your brain is just like boom. And so you watch yourself like fall through space, and you can still hear the music in the background, but it's like slightly faded. And so you feel yourself like falling, and as you do, it is like you're falling straight through air, but then eventually you like kind of begin to get slow, and it's like you're falling through almost like something very viscous, until you see kind of like a vision at the bottom of this tunnel. And you look around and you're like sailing through the astral sea, just this giant like pink and purple plane of being. You've been here before, you've been to the astral sea before, but you're there, and it's this giant ship. It is this massive like pirate ship on steroids, and you see all these illithids like standing around, and it's like this music is still going, by the way, and you're sailing through the astral sea, and you see up ahead this massive like cloud, and you watch as there's thunder, and behind the thunder there's like this huge being. You recognize this to be an astral dreadnought. It is like this giant monster, and you see all this thunder, and it raises like a tentacle and like goes to like slam it down on the ship, and the ship just like jets up next to its tentacle and right past it. And it sails up into the air like through another plane of existence, and you're floating through this gorgeous like cloudland. And so it's like pretty magical, pretty cool. And then all of a sudden it like shifts, and you're like in a club, and there's like all these dwarf women around you, and everybody's like getting down and having a great time, and it is awesome. And so you're having a great time, and it feels like you're there probably for like 30 minutes, but then you like wake up and you're back in the club again.
Misha.
Hey, what's up, Silas? What's going on? Did you see that? That thing was kind of scary. I don't know if that was quite enjoyable. I was kind of scared of that thing.
Oh, that was pretty sick. I don't know.
It was like I was on a ride, like a scary ride, sort of.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, that's pretty cool.
Is what, Mordecai or whatever his name is?
Ottoman.
Yeah, is he still in there?
Mordecai.
Yeah, he's still zonked.
Yeah, he's just getting. How long were we in there?
And then the illithid lady, she like kind of takes her tentacles off of you, and you feel like the sliminess kind of come off your head. And she was like, 10 seconds.
Oh,
Damn.
this seems efficient. I like Tipper Gold.
She says, thank you very much, and sticks it kind of in her little illithid shirt.
Okay.
You guys are getting close to time for the opening ceremony.
let's go.
All right,
I'll grab a
Krusty
drink to
Krab
go.
too.
drink to go. All right.
Carry it into the convention hall.
Does Krogan just have like that huge bunch of bananas, like kind of like hoisted on his back, just
Yeah.
like
Not on the back,
striding?
just in the arms. Just in
Okay.
the arm. Just
Cradling it.
Yeah, like he has it on the side.
Yeah. Big bunch of the blue bananas. Yes.
All right.
So you
Very
were
defensive.
walking. Yep. You guys are walking back to the convention hall, and so you enter, and it looks like everybody is starting to kind of like walk through this one doorway, and it takes you to this staircase, and it winds up to the second floor, where this giant brain is that you could see from the first floor. So you enter this room, this massive room, and it looks to be like there are chairs kind of set out in a rounded fashion, kind of around this giant brain in the center. And at the middle, you also see this podium there. And so everybody's filing in, and you notice there are a ton of people, a lot of people present. There's probably 100 total, 150 total present at this place. And you notice that the Red Dragonborn guards are posted up pretty much everywhere. It looks like security's really good. And so everybody goes and sits down. And after a few minutes, the crowd kind of dies down and hushes a little bit. And you see this small Kinku woman, the raven kind of creature. She approaches the podium. Let's get her picture here as well. Oh, the kitty's here. Hello, kitty.
Armin.
He's investigating a box. Of course he's investigating a box. Oh, he's in the box now. He has gotten in the box. Oh, buddy, please don't pee in the box. I really hope he doesn't. I don't trust him. Kinku woman, send. Okay.
Oh, you're so cute.
Oh,
Yeah, she's cute, isn't she?
oh.
Armin is in the box right now. Okay. Sitting in it. So you see this small Kinku woman kind of approach the podium, and she takes her little staff out and she like taps the podium to call attention. Pause this music. Hello, one and all, and welcome to the 21st Convention of Champions. Everybody erupts into a roar of applause. She says, "Thank you, each and every one of you, for being here."
Wait, how many
We're
people are like
honored.
filling the room? I'm so sorry.
Like 150. It's like
Oh, okay,
150.
okay.
We're
Sorry.
deeply honored to have so many people in attendance for this convention. We have over 100 different champions here, and we welcome you all. So, without further ado, I will introduce to you our president of the convention, Mr. Jacob Varel himself.
Oh, I kind of glare.
And so Jacob approaches the podium and he says, welcome, each and every one of you. I would like to thank you for answering the call and for being here. So I would like to start this whole thing off by saying this may be one of the most important conventions that we have to date. I have been present for 10 of these conventions. I have been the president for probably 7 of them. And many issues that we typically face are minor or can be resolved pretty quickly by diplomacy. But this year we definitely have some big things on our plate. As you all know, our good friends in Non-Cross have faced a lot of adversity. They have lost their city and they have been displaced in a very big way. I'd like to thank Marshall and Madam Seeley for being here, and he kind of motions over to them, despite the odds. And I would like to ask all of you to take a moment and grieve with me for their city.
Wah, wah, wah.
Oh, God.
Anyway, so
Womp womp.
Have you seen that video?
yeah.
I don't know.
Womp womp. So he says, the root of all these things lies with a man called Azamintus. Some of you know him and some of you do not, but we will get into further discussions about this man, his origins, and his aims in one of our first forums. He will be the topic of a lot of our discussions. But also, with the fall of Narncross, we have lost our access to the Watchers of Plains. With the Watchers of Plains being displaced and in disarray, we also have to worry about more Sunders. There have been several new ones that have been appearing over the past few years, but without the Watchers of Plains, we don't really have any way to know whether more are showing up and where they are. So, we will have to rely on the eyes and ears of the continent to keep that in check, and to hope that it does not tear open any planes of existence that might have malevolent intent towards us. So, there are a lot of weighty things to be discussed. I hope that you all come forward with your ideas and with your concerns, and I hope that we can all have a very productive convention. At the end of the convention, we will be making plans. We will be making tangible plans to, in clear-cut ways, that we will eliminate this force of evil. So, for opening ceremonies, we will be talking about some basic things about the convention and just kind of prefacing all of it. So I'm going to go ahead and hand off to Regan Junebug. So Regan takes a stand and he says, "So, a couple of house rules while you're here. No roughhousing. We know that sometimes some of you people like to get a little fussy, a little rowdy, and like to cause some mischief." He kind of looks over in y'all's general direction, actually, and he says, "There will be none of that. You'll be taken out from the convention and banned." So, let's not forget Markham's little prank last time, or last few times. That is not acceptable. That is not acceptable behavior, and that will not be tolerated. So that is your warning. We have guards everywhere. Please let them know if you see any suspicious behaviors or anything of that sort. So, yes. And that's all I have to say. And Miss
It's really good.
That's good.
Really
He says-
good. Really good.
he says, with that being said, I will be passing it off to Director of Housing, and I don't know what else she calls herself, but anyway, everybody knows her, everybody loves her, Lady Pollyanna Rightfoot. And so Miss Pollyanna Rightfoot shows up, and you watch as this very, very small person approaches the podium. She looks like she's probably a halfling. And here she is. Very old lady with these
What the-
absolutely massive glasses.
Oh, my.
She has this massive shield strapped across her back
my
and a sword
gosh.
at her side.
Oh.
She
The
like
purse.
hobbles forward.
I love this. I
And-
love. She's like, hello, fellow adventurers. It has been a
So
long winter.
So she steps forward and she like has her little purse in her hand and she like walks up to the podium and she's like, "Dragoth, will you please?" And Dragoth like marches forward and he's like so much bigger than her and he like takes the microphone and gives it to her
Oh.
and he like gives a little nod and like steps back and she says, "Right, hello, my name is Pollyanna Brightfoot, and I have the task of being Director of Hospitality. While you're all here, I'd like to make sure that you're all well taken care of, well fed, and well housed. I like to know that my champions are taken care of, and if there's anything at all I can do for you while you're here, please come and tell me. Please come and tell me, and I will make it right. If things are not to your liking, if things are not comfortable, please come let me know. And also, there will be refreshments afterwards, so please come and have some refreshments." And she kind of I'm just so glad you're all here. That I could take care of her. Then Dragoth kind of comes up, pats her on the back, and without saying anything, kind of guides her off.
Oh, oh my god.
I don't know who I'm sitting next to, but I'm just like, what a bitch.
Oh.
That was always an inside joke of my dad and I. Like, she would be like so nice, and then what a bitch.
Jeez.
Oh my god.
And so then she's like let off the stage, and then the Kinku woman kind of comes back and she says, yes, thank you to Miss Pollyanna for always being so dedicated to taking care of us. So we would also like to take a moment to thank our hosts. Yes, the Illithids. Let's all stand up and give a round of applause for them.
No.
And so everybody kind of stands up and does their
not.
thing. And so she kind of motions behind us, or behind them, and to the giant brain, and she says, "We would like to thank Teledos for their generosity and for having us here once again." And so you see, like, the brain kind of like spark some electricity,
That's the mother brain.
and you
Mm.
hear like this
Mhm.
deep voice like rumble in your mind and says, "Yes, thank you once again for choosing us to be your hosts."
That can mean so many.
Literally, so ominous.
Oh,
We thank you for your continued relationship with us.
oh God.
Stop the image.
Oh.
Elodia, calm down.
So
Thank you for providing useful and valuable information to us.
Krogan takes out his axe. Just to be ready.
Oh god.
Melodia puts a hand on the axe and is like, okay. Kind of like tries to slowly lower it.
Okay. I put it down in my lap for now.
And I slowly nod.
Oh god.
Dumb brain.
We hope that you find our city to your liking. We hope that we can be useful to all of you. And we hope you enjoy your stay.
What a bitch.
It's great.
There's the Kinku woman. Yeah, there it erupts in roar of applause again. And the Kinku woman says, and with that being said, let's all have some time. We're gonna take this time afterwards to have the refreshments that Miss Rightfoot has put on for us, and to get to know each other. Yes, get to know each other. And meet other champions. Go about the room, meet your new friends, meet your allies. Because for the next few days, we're all going to be talking to each other a lot. Yeah, we are. We're going to be getting to know each other, and we're going to be making plans. We're going to be talking to each other about some really tough stuff. So yeah, get to know each other. Rub elbows. Meet some people you would have never met before this. Thank you. Thanks for coming. Yeah. And so she like chirps and then like exits the stage, and everybody kind of like recesses. And you see like over in the corner, Pollyanna Rightfoot has like this long table, and there's like all these little like cakes and pies, and they're not like the prettiest little cakes and pies, but like they smell really good. Mask enters your head, Silas.
Oh.
And he's just like, oh God, I forgot what these things were like. But
The
I'm glad that.
pies.
Oh no, the whole thing, the whole
Oh,
charade.
yes, for that.
I forgot how annoying they were, and how boring it's gonna be without Markham here. So hopefully you can make things interesting.
Well, I'll do my best to keep it interesting, at least for me.
I loathe the boring convention. Then he kind of disappears.
Back to the club? Or
Do I know what are the gods of like storms again?
That is. Let me pull up
Tsukinome.
my notes.
Infinite Tsukinome.
What is that?
That's in Naruto.
Soraya.
Soraya.
Mhm.
Okay. I'm gonna see if I can find representatives of Soraya.
Okay. So you kind of go around, everybody's got their name tags on. And so eventually, you do come across this like very humbly dressed um halfling woman. She looks young, has her hair in these kind of like small braids around, tied in the back. She's got these like tight coils of hair. Um, and so she's very small. Seems like she's alone, and so she's here, kind of just stuffing a pie in her face.
Hello. I'm Sir Maynard. What is your name?
Oh, nice to meet you, Sir Maynard. I am Lyra.
Lyra, good to meet you. Is this your first time here?
Yes, it is actually.
Oh, me as well. Yes.
What
It's,
fun.
yeah, it's very interesting place. Very pretty, sure. Um,
A little eerie, some might even say.
yeah, it's kind of unsettling, for sure. It's the first time I've seen an illithid before, but they seem to be nice. Are you here with a group?
No, it's just me.
Oh, okay, cool. So you're pretty in tune with what was the god's name? Goddess
Soraya.
with Soraya.
I would like to think so. I'm her champion.
Oh, congratulations. Um, do you? I'm just curious. S- Questions about storms in general. Do you mind?
Go ahead.
Do you know anything about storm spirits or anything?
And sure, yes.
You heard of Shaylee?
Yes, the tempest spirit of the lake.
Yes, I've been trying to study this spirit. Could you give me like a rundown or anything of
Well,
information?
so the thing is, the storm spirit of the lake is not per se, it's a peculiar one. Um, so we are in tune with most of the spirits of storms and rains and things of that nature, but that one is one that we were never able to contact. It doesn't call to us like all the other ones do.
What do you mean call to you?
Well, we are able to communicate with them, and they usually check in and are in unity with us. But it is not in unity. It does not function as the patterns of weather do. All the other ones function as part of the greater whole of the system. But that one does not. So, um, it's hard to even say if it's even a storm spirit.
Would it be like a delinquent storm spirit or
Thing is there aren't really any delinquent storm spirits unless it's just there never have been. They're just a part of the greater system, and that one just it doesn't. They call it a storm spirit, but what I'm saying is I don't think it's a storm spirit.
oh, what are they? Who called it that?
I've just heard some people from that region call it that, but we don't think it is. We don't claim it as one of our own.
What do you all think it's? What do you think it is?
Well, if you ask me, I think it's the work of some mage or some being. I
Oh,
don't think it's even a spirit at all. They worship it like it is, but I think it's just a force. I think it's something out there creating it.
so do you all like try and protect these spirits? Would you try to protect this spirit? Or
We function as a whole. All of the weather and the storms work together. Uh, to make the rain fall in the places where it needs to be, to water crops, things like that. Sometimes they're more violent than others, but that's just a part of change. That's just a part of the whole thing. But that one just doesn't seem to be causing any sort of good. It just exists.
Does it sound normal for them to be entwined with humanity's bloodlines and keeping them from leaving a region, or they die?
No, certainly not. Storm spirits have no reason to be in contact with humanoids of any sort like that, especially to hold them captive.
Well, I believe, I hate to break it to you, I don't think it's a storm spirit from what you've told me.
And I don't think so either.
Had any other leads on what it might be?
I mean, not particularly, but I mean, I suppose it could be like I said, a mage, a rogue mage, some artifact perhaps, or I don't know, something ancient spell, curse maybe. I don't know.
Well, this was very informative, and I very much appreciate it. Have you heard anything going on with the Pale Rider situation?
No, I'm not really from this continent. I'm from one of the islands.
Oh,
But
really? You from
Indeed.
the glass shards?
no, but I'm from a chain close,
Oh, where would that be?
south of that.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, cool. Well, I will leave you to your drinks and see you around. It's good to meet you.
Very nice to meet you too.
And Maynard is writing all this stuff down.
Okay. So, anyone else? What do you want to do? Turn on some music. Music. So you see some of the like Jacob getting chummy. You see Hannah kind of getting chummy with people. You see them standing around talking. You see the Kinku woman standing around talking. Like you see some of these characters. You see this man in this big suit of armor, not the red suit of armor, just the knight armor, standing around. He's got a big old feather sticking out of his cap. Whatever it is.
I hate
Helmet.
conferences.
Helmet.
Is just fully armored with just his little cap on.
You candy cat.
Everyone's so shy.
Guys, being so shy.
Too many people.
Lodi's overwhelmed.
I'm overwhelmed.
The only thing Krogan can think to do is he really wants to destroy that brain. He does.
Oh my god.
But he's fighting. He's trying not to. So he's just going to walk up to the brain and try to touch it, or something like that.
So, Krogan, you reach out your hand to the brain, and like a bolt of electricity like strikes your hand. And you know, like the Sistine Chapel, like the hands, like God and Adam, like
Yeah.
that's what you feel like right now.
I feel like I
so-
just convened with God.
Yeah. So like all of a sudden you just get like this rush in your brain, and it's like knowledge, knowledge is power, and so like you like just feel like you've seen the world, and so then like Krogan, you like you come back like and like in your head you hear this like go with this power. Krogan, you have just gained a +1 or +2 to your intelligence.
Oh
okay?
my
Oh, yeah.
gosh.
Krogan is
Hell yeah.
significantly smarter now.
accidental intelligence.
What the heck?
No.
How do I do that? Here. How do I change the
Add-
modifier?
It's
You gotta
not the mod.
edit-
Oh yeah, it is. It will change the
It's the
modifier.
score.
Is a score.
Oh, edit character. Okay.
Then you should be able to change your score to whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yes. 9. 9 intelligence.
Man,
Instead of 7.
Krogan can
That
actually form
boost.
coherent sentences now.
Can
Nice.
form
Yeah,
complete-
right.
The smartest one in the group.
No. Somebody's got double digits intelligence for sure.
surely.
You look down at your name tag like, oh, that's spelled wrong.
What
What
is
does
a
that
circle?
say?
Let's take the name tag off and like just put it on the railing or something like that.
Oh my god.
But then I run to Silas. I'm just like, I just saw the world.
Oh no. Where'd you see the world?
The brain.
You're like, I know who killed Jean Benet.
Oh my
There
god.
were 2 gunmen.
I can do advanced math now. I can
That's
add
literally-
double digits.
That's literally gonna be the first question I ask God. I'm like, what's it?
Was it the brother? Is it was the
All
brother?
right. I take Silas to the brain.
It took so
Oh,
Touch it.
okay, I touch it.
Touch the butt.
I walked up to brain and I touched it.
Like this?
I saw
Or-
everything.
Silas,
just
you
gonna,
reach
like,
out
move
to
it
the
up.
brain, and it like shocks you with the bolt of lightning and sends you flying like 6 feet back. You land on your butt.
Oh.
Whoa!
That was you seeing the world?
Womp womp.
Did you not see the world?
I saw everything pretty blurry for a second.
Maybe you don't have enough brain.
Oh, maybe that's the issue. Yeah.
That's the problem. Maybe other people have more brain.
Oh, I see.
Sword guy. Where's sword guy?
Sword
Maynard.
guy.
Sir Maynard.
Oh,
As I'm watching, I'm laughing to myself.
Everybody must touch the brain. I wanted to destroy it. I really did. But
Yeah, I don't
You-
think that's a good idea, but
You watch as Dragoth walks up to you and stands between you and the brain, and he goes,
Oh.
and he like walks away.
I wonder if he has enough brain. You didn't say a word. Does he know English? Dummy. So I guess I go back and I'm gonna go and start eating cake.
All right, go see cake. So Little, you're standing there, kind of. What are you doing, Little?
Little is actually on the other side of the brain, and it's kind of like barely putting her paws on it, but she's just like, ooh, like in a trance, looking at it.
You hear the brain like in your head, and it goes, "You have knowledge."
Bitch, I know. I bet know that.
Use it well.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be like, use it.
Oh my god.
She's like, oh.
So Little, you're standing there like in a trance with the brain, and all of a sudden you look over next to you, and you see Jacob standing next to you, also looking at the brain. Then he looks over at you and he says, It's beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's alright.
And he says, "It seems to like you, I think."
Yeah, I think so too.
Are you a scholar of sorts?
Yeah, I got my GED.
I can't say I know what that is, but that's quite impressive. I'm sure it's a degree of some sort.
Yeah.
You're very well learned then.
Oh.
You
Good.
hitting,
Well, what'd you say?
are you hitting on me?
And he's kind of like taken aback. He's like, he looks at you and like you look at him, and he's like, I came over here to converse with you. Is all.
So you're hitting on me?
And he kind of like, are you? Where are you from?
Where is Little from?
Where is Little from?
Ah,
Think up something. Think a random name. Eternia.
I'm from Eternia.
Where is Eternia?
Astroplane. Astroplane. Say Astroplane.
Astroplane.
Why? You're very far from home then.
Very far from home. You see, I wasn't always like this. Little starts to get a little comfortable and lets her guard down. I know you can't tell it from my outside demeanor, but I used to be a hamster.
And he like visibly was expecting you to say like human or something. He's just like very puzzled. He's like, I really thought you were about to say human or something. A hamster. Really?
Was a rodent. Yes, I pissed off the wrong witch one day.
Wow, that is a really interesting origin story.
Mhm.
So, how did you get grouped in with this bunch of masks?
Well, you see, one day when I just saw them walking, I was just like, oh my gosh, they look cool. And so I scurried and dodged and jumped in one of their backpacks.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
That is a
And
very special
wrote-
story.
And then I became a cat.
Oh. At this point, he's like, what the fuck is what's going on? And so, he said, that is a very, very interesting origin story. Do all of the rest of you have such interesting stories?
Or who else is over there?
No, it's just him, or just Little and him.
Yeah, all of us have cool ways that we started coming into the group, and yeah, we've lost a few along the way, but then gained a few more, and everyone adds like a little bit of spice. Yeah.
Indeed, that is a good group then. I'm very fortunate to have them. Well, I better go around and mingle with the others, but it was very good talking to you.
Just like that.
What?
You're cheating on me.
And he says, I think I should go. I think somebody's calling me. Yes. Oh, Hanneth. Yes. And so he kind of like walks away very quickly. Kilgore, what are you doing?
I'm chilling, my dog.
Emma, that actually made me sad. I was like, is this a possible love trope?
Who knows? Kilgore, what you doing?
Such an anime moment.
Chilling, my dude. I'm just watching the chaos come around. Everybody.
Endurance. What you up to?
I feel like Endurance is thinking about approaching the brain. She's seen everybody kind of approach it and has been hesitant,
Did she see Silas get shot across the room?
which is why she's
Yeah.
actually hesitant. But she's like, at this point, nothing to lose, so I'm gonna go ahead and approach the brain.
Yeah, you gotta get around Dragor?
Dragoth.
Dragoth.
At this point, Dragoth is very much like standing close to the brain.
Okay,
You gotta turn into a bug so you can get on top of the brain.
don't give me an idea. Wait, Okay, hold
So
give me an idea. No. I won't. I don't want to kill myself. We're good.
Turn yourself into like a maggot and eat the brain.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Take a while though.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna kind of like nervously kind of like reach out to it.
Dragoth walks over to you. He looks at you and he goes,
You let everybody else do it.
I'd be like, so, but why can't I? I just saw like several of my company do this. Is it because I'm a tiefling? Is that it? So she's just gonna kind of, there's just kind of walk around the side of it. Is there a way that she can kind of get to an angle where he can't see her, or at least can't see her as well?
he is following her.
Just keep
watching.
running around it.
Is there like a wall I can go behind somewhere?
Not next to the brain. It's like kind of surrounded by
Okay.
a railing.
Can I like walk a distance away and duck behind something, like turn into like a freaking, I don't know, like a lightning bug or something?
Sure.
Okay. I'm just gonna turn into a little bug and just,
No, she might get zapped.
and I'm gonna go up to the brain.
And that is exactly what happens. You approach the brain, and immediately a shot of electricity like goes zoom, and you're like, "Ah!" And so you immediately like get turned back into your normal form, and you land on the ground.
Worth a shot. And so I'm just gonna kind of get up and dust myself off and walk away, somewhat sadly.
Silas, what are you up to?
This is just idling. Like, I don't know. He's watching all these people get destroyed by this brain one after another.
Oh my
Melodia.
Observing the chaos.
I think I'm gonna go over to Silas. I'll walk over there and be like, brain beat you up pretty good.
Definitely knocked me on my ass.
That's all right.
Well,
But I mean, sorry.
got brain blasted earlier. Much better way.
Yeah, I wouldn't advise that. But anyway, what do you think of all this God Con as you described it?
Well, seems pretty fucking boring, but supposedly they get things done. So
But do they?
I don't know. Evidently, they solved. You heard they solved some kind of famine or something. Who really knows how much they did? But
Does Mask? What does he think of all this? Like, is it just a big waste of time or what?
boring as hell.
Is that why the other champion kind of wanted to stir some stuff up?
Most likely,
Okay.
he always was a bit restless.
Oh.
Seems he might have taken it a little too far for their liking.
Yeah. So what do you? I mean, did you want to talk about what happened with you chopping off half that dude's foot earlier? Or
No, not a ton to talk about. Is
I
there?
mean, that was kind of intense. He's just
Well,
I mean, considering I have a lot of beef with Azamantis, but he's only a kid. I mean, maybe a pinky toe, but the half foot.
Only a kid.
I'm just curious. That seemed, he was brainwashed. I mean, it took a lot for me to not do something that harsh.
Mm.
But even then, there are certain lines that I would prefer not to cross if possible.
Well, I guess we just have different boundaries.
But has Azamantis affected you? So what made you kind of, because usually you're pretty collected. So
Well, just as, a half elf, wasn't rocking with them.
I see. So does this whole, how do you feel with all this Azamantis? I'm surprised it's come about now.
Well, it's one of those things where when you're faced with it, it's a bit annoying.
Yeah.
So you chop off a little bit of a foot.
Okay.
I mean, did you see what she did?
That's a different problem. Yeah. I'm not saying she's disqualified from a similar conversation, but no, I was just
half a foot.
I just
Yeah, he
wanted
can
to
still
check
operate.
I just wanted to check in on you just because I've also been through a lot of this stuff, considering I'm also a half elf, and I just wanted to make sure.
Oh, do you want the other half of the foot?
No,
Oh.
no. I wouldn't mind maybe messing with his brain with a brain medallion, but that's that's how I seek my vengeance a little bit. But
Oh, psychological torture.
yeah,
That's pretty fucked.
probably, but it's personal to me, so
Yeah, I guess we all have our own brand of revenge.
I guess so. Yeah, now that you're now, yeah. But anyway, I was just curious because I didn't realize what with you never take off your mask, so just. Were you from Kerbero?
No.
Okay. Mhm. Well, you gonna get high again on whatever juice you were drinking?
Most likely.
Okay. Well, just be safe, I guess. I don't know. It seemed like it didn't last that long, like the Lotus. So
Oh, I'm quite excited.
all right.
What's that?
Maynard?
Maynard walks over. There are so many nice people here. Did you all meet anyone?
I don't really want to.
Yeah.
Who?
With that brain. It wasn't very nice though.
Oh,
Yeah.
interesting.
The room.
The heck?
The room.
And it's gone.
Mystery.
No, but I assume we'll mostly converse during the appointed times. I don't really care to talk to these people about none. Or if I don't have to. They don't seem very interesting.
Did Mask give you a list of talking points or something?
No. Might have to ask about that.
So he doesn't really have much of an agenda trying to push or something.
Pushing agendas? No, I don't think so.
Yeah,
Well, that's good.
what does exactly Mask want us to talk about? Or are we just here to get the attendance signature for him, or
Maybe. Was there anything in particular, Emma?
You guys
said?
have been involved in a lot of this stuff, and he wanted you to
Yeah.
talk about like the whole thing in Samrid. Like you literally, there was a new Sunder open there.
Mhm.
You saw it happen, and
Yeah,
not
we've
only
been
that, you guys have been involved with a lot of these hot topic items.
okay.
Yeah, we have been at the epicenter of a lot of these events, so
Yeah.
I guess we have a unique point of view.
Let's say so, yeah.
So you notice that things begin to wind down, and Miss Rightfoot kind of is directing people to their quarters, and she kind of approaches your group and she says, "Hello, yes, if you'd like to get some rest, it's going to be a very long next few days. I haven't got a rest for you all." Looks like
Elodia's
she's on
heart
the verge of
melted.
tears at all
Elo-
times.
Elodia's heart just melted just a little bit.
You what? Where are we going?
Okay.
She's looking up at Krogan. She's like standing right underneath Krogan. Krogan's like looking over, like, "You what? You what?" She says,
And I go over to her. I'm like, "Did you want us to show us to our rooms?" And I kind of like crouch down at her level. And I kind of like pat her a little bit. And I said, "Your pastries looked absolutely fantastic, by the way. Did you make all of them?"
Bye.
"You all need nutritious snacks and sweets to fuel your adventures and your brain power."
Elodia's
Hi.
eyes start to mist over just a little bit.
Hi.
Do you know where I can get more bananas?
I made a banana pudding.
Oh, where? Where?
With me, my boy. And she like starts walking, but when she walks, her like legs are like, you know, like Mr. Krabs' legs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like she starts walking, and she's like, "Oh, be my boy."
Look at everybody
Kro-
like,
So Krogan, she takes you to the back kitchen, and she like opens the big like ice chest and pulls out this big tray of banana pudding.
can I have all of this?
If it is what your body needs.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Krogan's just having like the best time here. Like everything good is happening that he could ever wanted.
He got exiled, but his life's so much better.
He has bananas that taste better than bananas. He has new knowledge. His eyes have been opened. And now he has banana pudding.
His quality of life is gone
His quality of life is gone.
through the roof.
Not many people left the village. That was a part of his backstory. He was more of a trader who would go out and to other places. So there really wasn't any sweat off his back that he was exiled.
Oh, damn.
Dang.
So Krogan exits the kitchen, and you see him with a big old bowl of banana pudding. He's
I
like,
mean it with my bare hands.
Nice.
and she walks out, and she says, "Would you like to get some rest?
Some what?
Please get some rest."
Okay.
Oh. Oh.
And with that, I'm gonna make it to my room.
And so she like comes in behind you with this huge basket, like piled super high with all these like clothes, and she comes into your room and she's like, oh me, and she like falls and they like
Oh, no,
spill
wait,
everywhere.
Can I try to catch it before?
Try it. Dex save. Dex
Okay.
save.
Gosh. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's a. Wait, do I have anything with my Dex? Just a Dex save, just a straight Dex.
Dex save. Yeah, you add
Yeah,
whatever the
okay.
save thing is.
Should
Which you
rolled
should
it
be
for you.
proficient.
6. Rolled bad. I got a 6.
Well, hold on. What's your Dex modifier?
4.
Did +3 because you're proficient.
Yeah, so
in
plus
dex
7 total.
saves.
Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot Oh, that's right. Okay. So then it's actually like,
13.
no, I rolled a 2.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, I see the issue.
So it's
Yeah,
a
so it's a 9. So I might
So
catch
you
one.
go to help her and you just like catch a few from the top as they
Yeah.
fall, and like her whole basket falls down, and she just like sits down and she looks at it and she's like,
It's okay. Oh no, please don't cry. It's okay. I can help fold. It's okay.
she says, I got these for you. And she sees that she got you guys like the long gowns and like the little nightcaps, so you can go honk shoe at night. Like she brought you that. I even have one in your size, and she holds it up to Krogan.
Thank you.
And yours has the tail cut out. Holding it to Endurance and also Little.
Oh, thanks.
I hope you sleep very well. And you like hear her walk out and lightly crying. And Misha says, why she cry so much?
If I have to interact with that woman one
Is
more
Misha?
time.
He's a cancer.
I'm sorry, what?
Cancer.
She's a cancer, lol.
Oh, I thought she just
Wait, so-
diagnosed her with
I did
cancer.
too. I thought you said she has cancer.
She dies in her sleep that very
she
night.
has cancer.
Oh my gosh!
That's honestly
Metastasize.
the worst part about being a Cancer is because there's this one girl who has this necklace at work and it says Sagittarius, and I can't just like have like a bunch of sparkles and just be like Cancer.
You should though. It's funny.
You should. You should do it.
Colin's like,
Oh my
absolutely.
Oh my god.
Do it. You won't.
That'd make it so much easier to deliver the news. Just hand it to him like, this is for you.
Oh my gosh!
You're not
Dang.
getting out of here. Here you go.
Oh my gosh!
John
Brutality.
Cena will be here tomorrow.
What?
Sawyer, what is that?
Oh, it's from Gears of War.
What the heck,
Ew,
man?
Sawyer, that's gross.
What's it do?
Ewy.
Kill it. It's
You
nice.
kill it.
So
That's it, it's
anyway,
dead.
you all get settled down in your rooms for the evening, and you all get a very peaceful evening. Do you want to say anything to each other before you go to sleep? Since you have this moment to yourselves.
I'm like, Mishra, assume the position.
And she comes over to you.
I go over there and I like do a few, and I go, do you like my like loops? And I go,
To my loops.
Ah. Ah, that's cute. So everybody gets settled down for the evening, and sorry, what is this?
It's me.
Me.
Let's take a potty break because I think Gentry went to the potty.
He's vanished.
Little potty break. Little potty. Okay, so you guys have a good evening, very peaceful rest, and you awaken bright and early with the sound of chimes, these kind of strange ethereal chimes drifting through the air. You realize that it is the summons for the first event of the morning. which is the Forum 1, Conflict Forum 1. And so everybody convenes back into the main hall, and you see Dragoth take kind of the lead floor, and he steps forward and he says, "Welcome, everyone. Today we will be discussing the first conflict at hand. I am here as the mediator of this discussion. We will act with decorum, and everyone will take their turn to speak as needed. So please, show respect to everyone. Topic number 1, the fall of Narncross. The floor is now open for discussions." So naturally, Marshall stands up first, and he kind of holds his hand up, and Dragoth says, "Approach the floor." And so Marshall steps forward onto the floor, and he looks around at everybody, and he says, "Good people, I was there at the fall of Narncross. I was there on the front lines defending my people. And this was a carefully calculated attack. They used our teleportation circles to enter the city, being undetected and at a very rapid pace. We were overtaken rather quickly, and in the process, my liege lord, Prince Sugaharan, was slain. These people know much of magic, and that is how they were able to get into our teleportation circles that were so carefully guarded. We must be careful, because their knowledge is vast. And as for the great orbits of the Plane Watchers, they were lost as well, so we no longer have access to seeing the planes of existence, nor do we have access to seeing where the tears are between the planes, the sunders. That is all I have to say on this topic." And so he kind of steps back, and Dragoth says, "The floor is now open for more discussions and questions." Anyone want to say anything?
Brogan has a question.
Go ahead. Krogan stands, raises his hand.
What is Narncross?
Everybody whips their head around and looks at you, and they are all like, "Oh my, did he just say that?" And Dragoth goes, "Yes, a valid question." And so Dragoth steps forward and says, "Narncross is a city in the north of Lyceum. It is a central home to many elves. It is a hub of technology and the home of the royals that watch the plains. It was recently overtaken by the Pale Rider, invaded, and promptly destroyed. Now it acts as a base of operations for the Pale Rider and his people."
Thank you. Suspect that.
Of course.
Anyone else?
So the original question was talking about Narncross. Is that what?
The fall of
anything-
Narncross. These are just the discussions about it.
Okay. Do you guys know anything about Narncross that you could propose, give information to?
I don't think we know anything additional than you already said.
Okay.
A random person kind of stands up and says, "How do we know that they will not attack the other cities with teleportation circles?" Should we reinforce them?
With droidicas? Oh man.
And so Dragoth goes, a good question. Who here knows about teleportation circles? And everybody looks around. And so another person stands up and says, I know a little bit about them. They can be attacked somewhere in the middle. Teleportation circles function by accessing the astral plane and connecting 2 points in time and space. If someone is able to puncture them somewhere in the middle in the astral plane, they can be tampered with. No matter how many security measures you have on either side, the weak point still remains in the middle. I believe that is probably how they accessed it, but how they got to the astral plane and were able to survive it and find the middle point, I do not know. And Dragoth goes, good comment. And the girl with the blindfold stands up too. And she steps forward and she says, she manages to walk without like having to see anything. He's right there. Oh, he's just chewing on things. Okay. Anyway, she steps forward and she's able to walk and know where she is without seeing anything. And she says, I believe that Bryndane Blade wishes to speak. So she reaches back and takes this huge blade, and it's way more massive than it looks on her back, and it has like this dark black like vial, looks like venom, kind of moving around it, and she holds it up, and the blade begins to speak. It says,
Oh.
This is a violation of the natural laws in place of the astral planes. This is something vile and must be corrected indeed. It must be something beyond mortal magics that was able to figure this out between the planes. I fear they may have help from beyond our plane. From what plane, I do not know. We must remain wary of celestial beings that are able to interact among the planes. I dare say we ourselves may even be wary of the aspects around us. And so she kind of sheathes the blade again and sits down. And Dragoth goes, yes, thank you. Does anyone else wish to speak on this topic?
Alright. Krogan again stands up.
Yes, good sir.
I believe we need to learn a different word that also means plane of existence. You said plane too many times.
Yes, thank you. That will be noted.
Krogan sits down and lean over to him and say, hey man, appreciate you asking these questions. We're trying to figure out stuff with the Pale Rider. So if you have a question on that, I think that's what they're looking for.
Okay, maybe you should ask that question.
Well, you can ask the question, but I think that's what they're
Little
looking
stands
for.
up. What is an aspect?
Oh gosh.
Everybody looks around again and they're just like, oh, what the heck? And so Dragoth goes, yes, an aspect
is one of the divine beings that represent each ancient. The ancient being the higher order of celestial beings, and the aspects being the different. He kind of struggles to search for the word. The different forms of each ancient. For example, the aspect Mask is the aspect of mischief. He is an aspect of Harkion, the ancient of creativity.
Silas falls asleep.
Silas is asleep. So some more discussions go on, and people begin to seemingly talk in circles, and it seems like these discussions are getting really boring. People are bringing up things that don't even really, they're not really relevant, and you guys are just like, this is an absolute snooze fest. And so eventually, after sitting through this part for like 2 hours, this kind of segment resolves. And so then Dragoth goes, we will now open the floor for part 2 of 4. This portion will be covering the new Sunders. The floor is now open for discussion.
Silas, do you want to talk about the new Sunder? Silas, I can elbow him.
What's going on?
Do you want to talk about the new Sunder we saw in Samred?
Okay, what was the question?
They just want us to talk about new Sunders.
There was a new Sunder in Samred.
Please, sir, decorum.
Oh,
You gotta raise your hand first, I think.
Oh.
Yes, you have
there
the
was
floor.
there was a new Sunder in Samred.
Everybody kind of like is like, and another guy like raises his hand and stands up and says, what can you tell us about this Sunder and Samred? When did it appear?
How long ago from now did it appear?
About a week.
About a week ago today.
And a week ago.
We witnessed its creation, and yeah, it was made by this giant machine. Involved a human sacrifice, I do believe. I'm not misspeaking, am I?
No, it was Topaz Dragon was there.
Topaz Dragon was there.
Everybody kind of begins to like whisper, and like the whole crowd begins to kind of chatter, and Dragoth goes, decorum, please. Sir, please elaborate on this.
Which part?
There's a lot to elaborate on. Start at where you feel like this is the best.
The dragon was called Madeira Shashikar, right?
Yeah.
Well, this old dragon, Madeira Shashikar, took over the body of this young boy who had recently deceased, and they were collecting the blood of aspects, if I recall correctly.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went to fight them and won, but then the kid threw himself into this big machine, and a beam of light went up and into the sky, and there was also a big guy in the machine or something like that. Big monster thing. that we saw a little bit. And then a new crack. Yeah.
Somebody else stands up and says, "What is the purpose of this topaz dragon opening asunder?"
I don't know.
I raise my hand.
Okay. You have the floor, sir.
I believe her name was Madeira Shashikar. Some old Kirajani, some powerful being, I guess, from times past.
Jacob Burrell raises his hand, stands up, and Dragoth goes, "Mr. President, you have the floor." And Jacob says, "Madeira Shashikar was... That is very troubling to hear that. Madeira Shashikar was supposed to be long dead, and had previously tried to slay a champion. And by our studies, we have come to find out that that champion was seemingly a champion of Ysre. It was unknown previously who that champion represented, but from our studies it can only be Ysre. So Madeira Shashikar successfully slain the only champion of Ysre to ever existed." And the crowd kind of like begins to low rumble again. And he says, "Which perhaps means that we may or may not see the rise of Ysre, given that she killed the only champion." "Yes, sir, you have the floor."
Was this champion Kaedva?
"Yes, that is correct."
Interesting.
You hear Krogan go.
"Decorum, sir."
Are you talking to me?
Yeah.
What? No, nothing. Nope.
Jacob Varel stands up once again and says, "I think it might be important now to share with everyone the Pale Riders Manifesto. I know that we are kind of jumping topic, but I believe that all of this is connected. And I believe that it might be important for all of us to read this."
Everyone
And
goes,
so-
ew, boo! We hate the Pale Rider. Get him out of here!
Yeah.
Boo! Krogan stands up and it's like, everybody's like, yeah, yeah.
Boo this man! Boo!
Oh, so he begins distributing. He begins to distribute this piece of paper to everyone. Piece of paper, please load. It's thinking.
Thank you.
It's thinking. I will read this aloud. It's entitled, "In Devotion to My People, a Humble Manifesto." A scourge plagues our institution from becoming what it was intended to be. We have long forgotten the sins committed by Herath Abbey in the name of peace, but why? Why should we forget that we, the elves, drove the Vesavian tribes to the north? And for those of you that are not familiar, the Vesavian tribes were the humans that warred with Herath Abbey long ago. Drove the Vesavian tribes to the north, so in return they retaliated. And why should they not? Are they not entitled to their own defense? But as Herath Abbey has shown us, we should wipe the slate clean of any wrongdoings, shortcomings, or misdeeds, all of which were committed by us in the Crusade. In those times, we believed what we did was right. We believed that by claiming that land for Nelia and her followers, we would be made righteous. It was never the claim of land that made us righteous. It was the separation that made us holy. In the divine tapestry of Nelia, the elves were clearly seen at the foot of Nelia's great book, gulping down every last morsel of knowledge flowing from its pages. So should we not fulfill the divine order as ordained by Nelia? How else can Israel ever be reached when we cannot fulfill even the divine order Nelia has laid out for us for thousands of years? It is my proposition that we make right the wrongs of our forebears the following. The installation of a new church of Nelia. It was delivered to me in a vision from the Divine One herself to create a new church in the city of Norncross. I will speak more of this in my latter letters. To demolish the existing system of leadership that exists in Herath Abbey and is founded on political gain and monetary expenditure. And item 2, the division of elven race from any other races, namely humans. The humans were the first one to war with the elves and the first to keep us from our holy lands. Their integration into Herath Abbey's leadership never should have occurred. The church was brought to the brink of destruction with the scandals the humans introduced into our church. They have defiled our lands and our people. There must be a clear distinction of the elves in the church of Nelia as the original bearers of Nelia's vision and direction. These things have been divinely inspired through the prayerful meditation, as I, a pure-blood elven descendant of Relaria Camerdim Varel, have endured to contact Nelia herself. I hope that we can achieve a united and more perfect nation. Signed, Azamentus Hadraxian, second son of Brelorian Hadraxian, heir of the line of Varel. That's a lot of words. He has been distributing this to all of his people. So, there's much to discuss in this manifesto he has written. It is obvious that he plans to abolish any type of non-pure elven blood in the Herath Abbey Church, the Nilian Church itself, and that seems to be his primary motivation for marching. But also he seems to lay claim to it himself through this bloodline he speaks of. As some of you may or may not know, I myself am the descendant of Valaria Camerdim Varel, the champion and ultimate saint of Nelia. So, with that being said, I can directly challenge this. I directly challenge that he is trying to claim that he is a pure blood. I mean, some of you may know this and some of you may not. I have human in my veins. I have human through my bloodline. And I suppose he does not. And so that is what he is laying claim to. And it seems that he has been able to amass followers by spouting this nonsense. But beyond that, I wonder why he also has said that he plans to bring about Israel once again. I wonder if he's truly in pursuit of that. Or if that was just a cover. Anyway, I will allow you to read that and think on it.
Nelia is an aspect of Israel.
No, Nelia is like the aspect, or is an ancient. And Israel is just the ancient that never showed up.
No.
There's a lot of words here. A lot of lore crap, guys.
It's a lot of words.
A lot of words.
A lot of words.
I'm not reading them.
Mm.
But I'm not reading them. So basically, this is just what he's been distributing everybody to convince them to follow him. He is laying claim to like the throne of Nelia's whole church just because he's a pureblood elf and people are buying into it. And apparently the Church of Herath Abbey has had like some scandals and stuff. And so people are kind of pissed off at them too. So that's kind of what it comes down to.
Let's see. I'll raise my hand.
Yes, sir.
Look over towards what's the guy's name from the Fantastic Four?
Marshall.
Say, would there be any sort of advantage for him claiming Norncross as their temple or headquarters?
Norncross is the seat of the Plane Watchers, and the Great Orbit resides there. Whoever has access to the Great Orbit can see the planes and see where they are at any given point, as they're constantly shifting.
Can they transport to the planes?
It does give you easy access.
Thank you.
And so people continue to chatter and ask different questions and whatnot. And Dragoth says, finally, after some discussion, "Are there any more questions before we close the floor and recess for a break?" Meeting adjourned. And so all of a sudden you see like a whirlwind of leaves again, and you see Motivin just show up, and he stands up at the podium and he says, "Hey guys, I'm back again. Just wanted to give you a break from that snooze fest, and I'm here to talk up about the hunt. So sharpen your swords, everybody, and get your skills ready to put to the test. I'm gonna give you a little taste of what this is gonna be like. All right. So I have acquired a Kirin. For those of you that don't know what a Kirin is, it's a pretty cool unicorn. They don't have too many of them around, but they can grant awesome stuff. So, here's what I'm doing. I'm releasing this Kirin, and you guys gotta go out there and fight each other to get it. And if you do, you get its horn. And if you get its horn, you get some special cool stuff. I don't really know what it does, but they said it's special and cool stuff. So, it's also going to give you a chance for bragging rights, and you'll be named Champion of Champions. So look around, see anybody you don't like in this room? You'll have a chance to have at it at the hunt, starting tomorrow. Who are you pointing at?
You.
Monovid kind of looks around and he's like, "All right, I'll be there too." Cool.
Wait,
Remember, we're
go
not
ahead?
killing each other. We're simply maiming and whatnot. Anyway, so
I'm gonna maim you, Ottoman.
yep,
Maiming.
cool.
Is that disembowelment? Is that underneath?
No, that's like scalping, right?
Okay, guys, we're not going that far, but you know, it'll be a fun time. We're gonna hold back at least a little, right? Right? Okay, cool. All
I'm
right.
gonna beat the shit out of you, Ottoman. I'm coming.
Ottoman.
What's his name?
Monoman
Ottoman.
with an M.
Ottoman.
Monoman?
Monoman.
Ottoman.
Ottoman with an M.
Like the
You have like
Empire.
a little cushion that you put your feet on.
Yeah, but with an M in the front. Exactly.
Okay. What about Markham? Is it Markham or is it Markle?
Markham.
Okay. Cool. Only questions.
So, the meeting is adjourned for the day, and everybody has kind of recessed. So, do you guys wish to sit around and talk to each other about anything?
We were not joking. This is pretty boring.
It's a lot.
A whole lot of nothing, but I guess it is something. It just seems overwhelming. I guess
I'm learning a lot.
Yeah. I just
learned a little bit.
No more soon.
I mean, I kind of feel like, besides the people that were at Norncross, we seem to have the most valuable information.
Yeah, I agree. So maybe I know this is only day one, but I was almost expecting more. I guess we'll see though. It's just the beginning.
Well, I'm having a great time.
This is
He's
manifesting.
learning.
Yes.
His
Like
brain is like
bananas.
tripled in size since arriving, by the way.
Damn.
I'm proud of it.
Must be nice.
Proud of it. I'm the only one that the brain decided, hey, he could use with some more.
He needs some.
He needs some.
Manifesto is interesting. I feel like it'll take a few reads to kind of like get the ins and out of it, but it's interesting to know what he's distributing to these people to convince them.
I think he's just using a bunch of big words.
Yeah,
I think that has something to do with it.
definitely.
Too bad I'm not reading them.
Yeah, I'm not reading them.
them.
I'm not reading them.
Misha says, "Too bad I can't read."
Can't stop me.
There's a SpongeBob joke in there.
I am illiterate. I can only read picture books.
That was me for a long time.
Oh my god.
Can you read now, Krogan?
Recently.
I don't know how to, but I bet I could. I bet I could learn quickly.
Well, do any of you guys wish to say anything else before we kind of retire it for the evening? No? No? Nothing?
No.
What did you say? Okay. Alright. Well, let's call it a night then. See ya.